So one morning I'm hiding in the house to get out of my first assigned chores, feeding the chickens, collecting the eggs, and then cleaning the chicken crap out of the straw nest with a bent fork. I hear my old man come roaring into the kitchen. "Where's that little bastard hiding now, Mildred?" "Language, please, dear," my mother says, who doesn't curse. When the boy learns what a bastard is, he could get a complex in later life. Kid gets some kind of complex in later goddamn life? He's no goddamn kid of mine. That's my father, retired master sergeant. So twice a day I feed the chickens their cracked corn and collect the eggs. Actually, I like feeding the chickens because 3 small hens have started following me around, chuckling and clucking like pets. I named one Henny Penny and the other Chicken Little from the fairy tales my mother reads me after supper. And because the happiest one likes to rub her cheek against my pant legs like a cat, I call her Kitty Girl. And sometimes I kick our big greedy rooster because he pecks the hens and butts them out of his way to get more corn. "It's time we harvested some fryers, son," my father says one morning. "What's harvest, Daddy?" "Means you'll be helping me dress out some fryers for market." I'm not sure about this, and see my father's set up a barrel next to the chicken coop with a kind of upside-down wooden L bolted to the side. And there's a short piece of clothesline hanging from the wooden arm with a little noose at the end. Pulling out a pair of old work gloves, my father comes out of the chicken yard holding a squawking, flapping hen by its feet and hangs it upside down in the noose. Then he pulls a pair of garden shears out of his back pocket and snips off its head. In the kitchen, my mother hugs me, washing my face with a warm cloth. "It's just the way things are, honey. We have to kill chickens to sell them in town to make money. And for chicken to eat, too. Don't you like chicken for dinner, Nicky?" "No. You'll understand when you're older." "I will not." My father's quiet at lunch, too quiet, a bloody feather sticking to his shirt. After some craft dinner, I refuse to go back out to murder our chickens and walk along beside the irrigation ditch, watching a little trout wriggle against the current over the pebbles on the bottom. When my father comes in late that afternoon, he hands my mother a plucked chicken. "For supper," he says, as I sneak out the back door to do my chores. Spreading the cracked corn, I notice Chicken Little and my Kitty Girl aren't there. "Eat your supper, son," my father says as I stare at a plate with a small drumstick on it. "No." "Well, then you won't get anything else to eat until you eat that goddamn drumstick." "Language, Russell," my mother says, and starving the boy won't accomplish anything. He's just at a sensitive age. "Sensitive," my father hisses, swiping the word out of the air with his hand. "Guess he'll have to learn how hunger forces people to compromise." "What's compromise?" "At your age, son, it means seeing things my way." "Well, I won't, and I'll starve, and you'll be sorry, Daddy." "We'll see about that, won't we? Now, off to bed, no supper." At breakfast, I turn my nose up at the warmed-over, greasy drumstick, and we head off to sell the fryers in town. For lunch, we stop at the Cork and Pot, and my father points out there's roasted chicken on the menu. "I'm hungry, Daddy." "Well, go ahead and order the chicken. That's what I'm getting." "No." "Up to you." I watch my father sop up chicken gravy off his plate with a soft dinner roll. "Try this," he says, sticking the roll onto the end of his fork and holding it out. "You're mean, Daddy." "And you're obstinate, son." "Think I'll try the pie a la mode for dessert. Cherry sounds good, don't you think?" "I'm not hungry," I lie, trying to sneak a pack of wrapped soda crackers into my shirt pocket. "Nothing till you eat that goddamn drumstick, son," my father says, plucking back the package of saltines. "I hate you, Daddy." "Doesn't bother this old NCO." "What's NCO?" "He's the top kick that's going to make you learn to compromise," my father says, finishing the last bite of pie crust soggy with melted vanilla ice cream from the bottom of his bowl. "What's compromise again?" "I told you, seeing things my way." "That's not fair." "The sooner you learn that life's not fair, the better, son. And a growing boy can't go hungry forever, can he?" "You watch." Back home, my father finally whistles for supper, and opening the screen door, I smell fried chicken again, this time fresh. My mother slides a plate in front of me with a huge drumstick rocking back and forth, crispy brown and fragrant. That's probably from the big mean rooster you hated, she says. Your father's decided to get us completely out of the chicken business. I sniff the big drumstick, and a puddle of saliva is making a tiny pond under my tongue. You don't eat this one, son. I will, my father says, feigning a grab at my plate. I snatch up the drumstick and tear off a piece of crusty brown skin. In less than a minute, I've gnawed the leg down to the white bone. Think you understand what hunger's the best sauce means now? My father asks. No, I say, pushing a mound of buttered peas on my fork with a finger. Then, side-looking my mother, I ask her, can I please have the other one now?